I ain't gonna lie, when I first stepped foot in this gym, I was probably one of the sorriest people. I was, as far as fitness wise, I wasn't in greatest shape, and Mayfield's, you know, he's turned things around. He's sure changed a lot in my life.
Well, I used to do contracting work, remodeling the homes and stuff and everything. And my sister called me and said, "Your mother, our mother, she's there by herself and everything. You think you can move back?" I always worked for myself, and she said, so I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." And so I just moved back, be with my mother. So they were just the kids, everybody's on drugs, and and just read about the newspaper and everything. And I said, well, maybe I could give them something to do, and because a lot of them I talked to, I walked around and talked to them, and said, ain't nothing to do here. So I figured I would start a boxing gym and make it like a family. Everybody got a key to come down, and I have kids that talk to me too. If you come to my gym and I work with you, and you start learning how to throw jabs and combinations, and you say, man, I'm doing this.
On one of these platforms, if you get an actual professional one, it'll cost you probably $70 to $150. I've seen some of them as $400. Like I said, we built this one. It's real good. That's all you do. Work it, and it's really good for hand speed. Just switch it up. It's really good. Even though it's homemade, it's good.
Well, when I started, walking and people, all around town and trying to raise money and tell them what I was going to do and keep the kids off drugs and just give them something to do, and there was a lot of people, give me $50, $100. And it's time where I walked there. I'd usually get up like 6 o'clock in the morning and get there before they went to work. The lawyers and doctors, I'd be right there. So, and there was a lot of them that helped me, a lot of them didn't. There was a lot of them say, well, why don't you get their parents to get the money? Why don't you, I went to college, I done this, I made money. So there's a lot of them that said, no, I'm not going to help you, I'm not going to do it. But there were some that did, and there's some now that stick with me that gives me $100 every month, and they know who they are. My rent's due on the 16th, and I try to raise the money to keep the thing going. There's times where I start crying in the car because they help me, whatever I need, they help me and do it for me. So I took a treadmill and welded some pipe and stuff together and whatever, and used inner tubes and bungee cords to tie in the legs and the shoulders and the waistline, and start then pull on that and see what happens. To fix a bracket where they can pull themselves up on it, because it wouldn't work no other way. So after I done that, then they was able to do it, and it works. It builds them up. They've got stronger and faster and quicker.
I wish we had something like this a little closer over our way, because stealing, drugs and stuff, it's pretty bad over in the area. And down here, I have seen a lot of people come in here and get changed around, that may have those kind of problems, and they've just completely changed their life around.
Well, the first time I seen him, I was working at Three-Way Service Station in Shelbyana, and I was just working, pumping gas, working there, and there's somebody come jogging through there, had a pair of sweats on, and what really got my attention was that he wasn't wearing gym shoes, he was wearing construction boots. That's what got my attention. And I said, man, who's that? So, and he went on, and it was a couple hours later, somebody come by. I said, well, what you going to do? He said, well, I said, I'm going down, pick up Mayfield Pennington. I said, Mayfield, you know him? He said, oh yeah. I said, I'm picking him up. Said he's jogging. Said he always runs down Betsy Lane and gets a ride back. So I'm going down there to pick him up. And that's what I seen him go by there a couple hours ago. I said, yeah, he does it about every day. He did different routes, but he usually does that about every day.
When I was a kid, I didn't like boxing, and I had to watch it. My grandfather, because I was a John Wayne fan, and he turned the station, I'd be mad, and I had to watch it. And then Emil Griffith was fighting, who killed the guy in the ring, and I said, well, I want to fight him. I told my grandfather. And from that day on, I started training. I went and got me a duffel bag and put sand in it and put it out there on the tree and started working. I started running, and everything and lifting weights. I said, I'm gonna be a fighter. From 16 till I got 26 till I turned pro, that's what I done. I worked out and run every day.
And Mayfield, he really did, he prepared for everything he did like that in the ring. One time I heard that he went to fight a guy, and when he weighed in, he come in overweight. Now, when I say overweight, that overweight doesn't mean out of shape. I mean, because dense muscle, I mean, you don't have to be out of shape to be overweight. And I believe it was just a couple pounds, but they still stuck. So you gotta weigh this. And he did all he did was put his sweats on, go out to the track right there, and he ran. And the fight was that evening. He ran that day until he made weight, and he ran for hours until he made weight. People say in a small town everybody knows everybody, but that's not really true. But everybody in that small town knew Mayfield. They seen him running. They seen him boxing. They was there when he went to support him when he did box. They come to watch him. They knew him.
Back when I was fighting, man, the whole town closed down. On the radio, they'd all come out. Everybody come out. Back then, it was big, especially Angelo Dundee being here, and he was, a big name trainer and all that. And John Tate, they brought in John Tate. He was a champion one time, so they brought in all them. And the British champion, he came here to fight me. When I got to turn pro and fighting all the guys, I told my trainer, I said, one guy I want to fight in the world, that's Emil Griffith, and we'll set that up. And they called him up. And he was getting ready to fight for the championship of the world. So he had like 3 weeks. He said, yeah, I'll fight this guy. So they brought him down to fight me, and I beat him. Then he went on, fought for the championship of the world, and he got beat again, and he retired. That's kind of what it was. God's my father, and he's going to take care of me. All I got to do is pray and do all the right things. Do all the works. And the works is, being a good person, doing all the right thing, praying, and then not letting stuff affect me. And I started doing that as a kid because I like knocking on people's door and had to want to cut the weeds and garden, and they would say, no, I ain't want nothing to do with you. And I started being better for us, not letting no hurt me. And once you build that up where it don't affect you, and you move on, you got to be strong, you got to move on, It don't matter what it is. Whatever failure they are, you get knocked down, you got to get back up, you can't stay down. I can remember going in one of the restaurants and, we don't serve niggas in this restaurant, that type of thing. I can remember that just as well as the other day. So it was really rough coming up, and I didn't understand it. And I can remember walking, I think I was about 11 years old or 12 years old. I was walking through town, and there was a guy pulled up in a car, and he had James Brown was singing, I'm Black and I'm Proud. And I felt so good hearing that. I mean, daggone, I'm here in Pikeville. I've never been nowhere. I don't know what's going on. Don't know. I thought maybe this, never know what's happening. But hearing that song, I'm Black and I'm Proud, made me feel really good, Like, man, I'm black and I'm proud, So I heard that, and that was really made me feel good as a kid. And so right after that, I would start changing because I kind of never let the word, what they were saying about me affect me. I kind of felt like I'm smarter than that. Well, I want to beat somebody up for calling me a name. So I started changing a little bit as a kid coming up.
Like I said, I know if I ever need anything, if it ever comes to it, ever need a roof over your head or anything, it's good to know that you can call Mayfield up here and he'll try to do whatever he can to help you out.
You take 5 tests of anything and you fail them, then you got to keep doing it. If you didn't do it the 6th time, you do it the 7th time. I know when I was fighting and I turned pro, I got beat 7 times in a row. Started out as a heavyweight, and I got beat 4 times. Then I got down to light heavy, and then I got beat 3 times. So there's no way I was gonna ever give up. And then I got in the middleweight. Then I started beating everybody. I could win. It's so success comes from never giving up. It don't matter what it is, just don't give up. You will do it.